Flippy Update.
Do you want fries with that?
That's right, folks. It's time for the Flippy Update. Flippy is our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We like to talk about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways the robots are taking over the world, and just how there's nothing we can do about it. Today, Gonz, this ties in across the board. This is coming from therobotreport.com. And I'll talk more about the Robot Report right now. I've never heard of the Robot Report. My whole life is dedicated to reporting on the robots. And never once has the Robot Report popped up on my, algorithms. But the Robot Report turns out is a podcast, Gonz, and a fairly new podcast. And, considering my sort of new, one of many, lifelong goals to become the world's premier robot critic, I'm feeling a little threatened.
Yeah,
it feels like
you need to know your competition before you.
This is them.
Approach.
I've found yet another nemesis on my quest to become, I don't know, some sort of robot
king
influencer.
of robot reporting. You shall be sacrificed on the altar. I'll sacrifice you.
Keep
the show going.
I don't want to be the Bean King. The Robot Report podcast. I'm thinking, my goodness. And their logo has a robot arm on it, holding a microphone.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll
really?
give it to them. Their branding is pretty good, but they are focused on Flippy. I'm feeling a little violated, and especially because they're only about 70 some odd episodes
looks
in,
like. Yeah.
Which means, well, I'm not going to lie. I went back and checked. They started in 2020. They're a pandemic podcast, Gonz.
Oh, kind of like us.
No, we weren't a pandemic podcast. This is our pandemic format. I'll give you that. But this was a pandemic podcast. And they started in 2020. And, I'm not going to lie. Haven't listened to it. Don't know if it's good or not. But they did bring us this report.
Should we hear the intro?
No.
Okay. You're not going to give him airtime?
Listen to it? No, I'm not going to give him airtime. I'm going to listen to him beforehand. We got to work out some sort of licensing deal or something because they're stepping on my turf. So no, we will not play them. But they have a headline here. Black Eye, with an I, Black Eye Robotics launches mobile heavy lift robot arm. Black Eye, Gonz. Black Eye, like Chris Rock.
Maybe
on
Chris
the stage
Rock.
of the Oscars.
Maybe Chris Rock is invested in this company.
Black Eye Club, of course, the Occult Ritual Club, the Humiliation Ritual. Black Eye Robotics launches mobile heavy lift robot arm. Not a great name if you are trying to convince people that your mobile heavy lift robot arm isn't dangerous for humans. That's like saying, I started a robot company. What do you call it? Oh, I call it punch through your chest over and over until I take over the world. No, you don't call your robot arm company Black Eye. But okay, let's read a little bit from the Robot Report. Welcome to episode 73 of the Robot Report podcast, which brings conversations with robotics innovators straight to you. Boring. Join us each week for discussions with leading roboticists, innovative robotics companies, and other key members of the robotics community.
Oh, they seem more plugged in.
I haven't gotten an invite.
You need to start emailing some. You need a PR person.
It's an industry podcast. That's what I'm going to say. It's boring. Nobody wants industry podcasts. I'm just kind of kidding. It's probably fine. But Mike, talks to Black Eye Robotics founder and CEO Brian Hart to discuss the introduction of the new Black Eye full scope mobile heavy lift arm. This new robotic solution is designed to be mounted on top of an AMR/AGV and deployed in a warehouse to autonomously pick up / drop off heavy items. The robotic arm is being shown publicly for the first time at Modex in Atlanta next week. Steve and Mike also discussed the latest news from the last week, and they're discussing news stories, Gonz.
Yeah.
Steve and Mike, first of all, get some wilder names, bros. Steve and Mike. Here's a video of the new product, and then they have a video of the Black Eye robot. I don't know. It's just a robot, It's on a little thing. It picks things up, moves it around. We've seen robot arms before.
It says on the arm, the robot arm has a tattoo-looking thing. It's a logo, and it says "Ascend." These ascending to
that's the whole point
personhood
of the
godhood.
Black Eye. I know. Here's a little notice at the bottom. If you would like to be a guest on an upcoming episode of the podcast, or if you have recommendations for future guests or segment ideas.
Oh, gosh.
And even worse, for sponsorship opportunities of the Robot Report podcast, contact Courtney for more information. We want your feedback. Okay. Tell us what you think are the most interesting robotics trends. Okay, folks, listening to this, hold off for just a little bit, okay? Let's strategize. I know some of you right now, you're emailing Steve and Mike as we speak. I love it. I love the enthusiasm. Just please hold off for a second, because I think we can strategize about how best to leverage the influence of our crowd to convince Steve and Mike to have Basil on the podcast. I think we can figure it out, okay? But it's going to take a little bit of coordination. We need to work as one unit, one military unit of flooding their box with our ideas. One high five. So here I am. I'm telling you now. Basil says, hold off for just 1 second. We're going to figure this out. We will be on the Robotics Report podcast, and we will use it as a platform to further my personal brand as the leading robotics review.
You know what this sounds?
Maybe I can get a partnership, like a long-term partnership where I come on.
That's what this sounds like. You're starting to sound like U.S. politicians that are trying to take over other countries.
That's exactly what I'm doing, Gonz. I'm trying to
destabilize the Robot Report podcast and just completely
economic
move
hitman.
in.
Exactly.
It's not a regime change. It's not a regime change.
Economic hitman. The Robot Report. I'm going to infiltrate through the influence of my well-wishers, and then we'll take them down from the inside and become, further our empire of the highest quality robot critiques in the world. So there you go. Stay tuned. And if you're on the Discord channel,
look at this.
If you're on the Discord channel and you want to join the I don't even know what to call it, the espionage team. What did you find?
I just found a review. They only have 27 reviews on Apple Podcasts, but there's a 2-star review from Robotics Guy, and it says, good content, but lots of ads.
Yeah. The greed and corporate sponsorship will be the death of them.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I'm loving it. I'm seeing all you in the chat. Yeah, one idea, write us a form letter. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll get a form letter together. We'll get a plan. We'll do a petition. Oh, yes, we'll do a petition. All right, you guys, I love you guys. You understand what we're doing. Hold tight, soldiers. We will make this happen. Okay, there you go. That's your Flippy update for the day. Not so much about the robot.
That was like a meeting.
Not so much about the robot itself,
like
but about our sort of
with the producers.
Hostile takeover of a podcast.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell the public what a secret meeting we had.
They're not the public. They're not the public. They're team members. Everybody listening now is a team member, unless you're Steve or Mike from the Robotics Report, in which case you're legally not allowed to listen to this.